Wow, Nintendo. Just wow. You are literally the biggest tease in the history of gaming. Of course, I am referring to the Breath of the Wild 2 teaser trailer we all just witnessed a couple days ago. And yeah, I know it's cool and all that, floating islands in the sky, Link's long hair, woo, yeah! But honestly, I was a little disappointed. D-Rock here with Zelda Theory, and I guess for a lack of a better phrase here, I'm concerned, my fellow Zelda fans. Let's talk about it. Look, we all saw this coming, right? We knew that Nintendo was going to reveal something more about the development of Breath of the Wild 2. I mean, they hinted at this in their Nintendo Direct a couple months ago, right? No surprise there. I mean, E3 was just so bad, there was literally nothing to save it except Nintendo's IP, The Legend of Zelda. Let's be honest. I'm not going to lie, I was really expecting more from E3 as a whole, especially after the year we've all had. Not even Nintendo had a standout performance, in my opinion. I mean, it's been how long since the last trailer? 2 years? And still no title? No graphical improvements? The fact that we still do not have a subtitle to this game worries me so much, because that could mean potentially that the sequel to Breath of the Wild is still months, if not years away, and that Nintendo really has so much more to add to this game. Even in the gameplay that they did show, the graphics are literally the exact same. The enemies were the same, so it just raises the question in my head as a fan, what in the world is taking them so long? Nintendo mentioned so many times before they announced that Breath of the Wild 2 was actually in development. That's the entire reason why they decided to create the sequel to Breath of the Wild. If that's the case, why Nintendo? Why is it taking you so long to reveal even the slightest bit of information? I mentioned this on my Twitter the other day, but I totally understand how it could potentially reveal, quote, too much information, right? I mean, I get that, so what? However, if that's the case, then they should have never revealed the teaser trailer way back in 2019. Nintendo has been working on this game for far too long, man, and it's just time we at least got a subtitle to this game, right? I can't be alone here. I think this is one of the main reasons why I was so distraught overall at Nintendo's performance during E3. Zelda is one of the biggest IPs Nintendo has, right? Are you with me? Even if you don't like the Zelda series, you 100% cannot deny that Nintendo basically has 3 main AAA games, which are Zelda, of course, the GOAT, Mario, and Metroid. And actually, the latter there is, in fact, arguable depending on the individual. It's literally to the point where if they even mention any of those games, sales, pre-orders, potential amiibos, everything would skyrocket for this company. The question for me is then, why would Nintendo not even have the slightest indication or whisper for Zelda's 35th anniversary? Why? They literally spent over a full calendar year celebrating Mario's 35th, and Zelda literally got nothing, not even an honorable mention. It's ludicrous, man. It's absolutely ludicrous. Yes, you can argue that that's what Skyward Sword HD is for, as well as the newly announced Zelda Game & Watch. I'm still not 100% sure on what that is. I'm 100% for that. I understand that. I get it. I'm actually one of the few fans that absolutely adore Skyward Sword, but that's just not enough for me as a fan. Zelda is so much better than Mario, again, in my opinion, and just the fact that Nintendo hasn't even mentioned it in the slightest is just super frustrating for me as a diehard fan of this franchise. I'm even the one in my community that is trying to hold on to hope that Nintendo does have something in store for Zelda's 35th, even at this point in time where everything is at, but even I'm starting to lose hope. It just seems like Nintendo completely forgot about the 35th anniversary because they're so wrapped up in Breath of the Wild 2 and Skyward Sword HD, which I don't really understand that because it's just a remaster, right? Yeah, there is the argument that the motion control is being taken out or not being taken out, but an option now, if that makes sense, could potentially make the development of Skyward Sword HD longer, but still, that's neither here nor there. Look, towards the end of the reveal, they showed and mentioned that they were, quote, aiming for a 2022 release. Are you with me? The key word here is, quote, aiming. Anyone in the gaming culture knows exactly what that means. Let's just be 100% honest here. This game is far from being done, unfortunately. I was talking to one of my coworkers today about this exact same thing and how gaming companies literally do this sort of thing to let the consumer know that, well, it could happen around said time, but it's more leaning on that, hey, we aren't even close to releasing this game yet. They're just trying to protect themselves, let's be honest. Why else would they not announce the whole release date? You feel me? Literally all we got was, quote, 2022 at the end of the teaser trailer. Again, that's pretty much a sign to me that they are nowhere near done with this game. I'm calling it right here, ZT crew. March 2023. Yep, I said it. That's how far away this game is. Look, this isn't actually that bad of a thing. I know the vibe of this video was pretty on the negative side, and that's not usually how I roll here. However, this is honestly how I felt about what was displayed at E3 for Nintendo's Direct. As a diehard Zelda fan, it just seems like Nintendo is literally just toying with our emotions. Again, it's probably not what they intend to do, but this is just the raw emotion I had as the teaser trailer ended. Heck, I would have even been okay with a longer teaser trailer. That would have changed things a little bit because we would have seen more information and potentially a subtitle or a whole release date or something like that. Alright, Zelda crew, end of rant. This was my true initial first impression of the Breath of the Wild 2 teaser trailer. I was just very disappointed that this was all Nintendo had planned to show. However, in hindsight, again, as a massive Zelda fan until the day I take my last breath, I'm really looking forward to the sequel. I know, a walking contradiction, right? I still adore this game, this series, regardless of how long it'll actually be before we get to actually play this game. I absolutely love how Nintendo is sort of, in a way, bringing the mechanics of Skyward Sword into the modern idea of open world exploration by making the sky explorable as well. Well, so it seems, right? We could get the sequel to Breath of the Wild whenever it releases and realize it's not all we think it was cracked up to be. But despite my slight vulnerability in this video towards negative thinking, I have nothing but high hopes going forward for the Zelda series. If you found value in this video, drop me a comment below on what you thought of the Breath of the Wild 2 teaser trailer. Your true and honest thoughts. I can't wait to have a conversation with you down there. Continue to be the light, and remember, it's dangerous to go alone. Much peace and love, and be sure to click on this video here to continue the Zelda conversation. I'll talk to you over there.